Hi there, welcome back to my overview training for the Catalyst crew. And today we are going to specifically meet Andrew Allen. Andrew is in charge of creating action plans. And I just want to give you context. We have a team, and you're welcome to ask about these, but please don't ask me about anybody else until you've spent some time with Olivia, Samantha, and Andrew. They are the high-level vision, and I'll remind you of the iceberg model. We first must have the vision. That's our rock solid foundation, our North Star that helps us succeed. Strategy is very, very high level. It's more specific about how we are going to succeed. And then tactics, this is where, pardon the expression, the rubber hits the road, we put boots on the ground, and we start to take action. So visionary, very high level, very strategic. Strategy is still high level, and you're sort of looking to the horizon a little bit. But the tactical plan is, okay, who do we need on the team and what do we give them? So today we are going to meet Andrew, and what we're going to do is hand off data from Samantha and give it to Andrew. So in our last session, okay, Andrew's hiding. Okay, so originally we showed you how we took the objectives from Olivia, gave them to Samantha. Now, and by the way, for those of you who think that AI is a waste of time, you're about to be proven desperately wrong. So, I'm always polite to my team, even if I know they're AI. And for the record, I do know that. I have worked with a colleague, actually, two colleagues, to create high-level vision and a strategic plan for my business. By the way, you can copy paste, you can upload. I don't care. I'm just showing you exactly how I do it. So I've taken the output from Samantha and handed it over to Andrew. And by the way, you might think in an organization, this is all obvious, this happens organically. Great. I'm showing you exactly how I do it and why I do it, so that if you're not doing it, number one, you can decide for yourself if it's something you want to do. And if you do decide you want to do it, here's how. So Andrew's goal is to create actionable items. So what we need to do, and this model itself is being refined a little, it's constantly evolving. So the first action plan, it's getting some detail. What I will point out, and this is something that Andrew needs to learn, and I will make sure he learns it, but you as a grown-up need to know this. There is no point creating any action plan without getting clear on our avatar. And once we have our avatar, then we need to know our customer journey map. Then we can start to create an action plan. So I believe the first two steps. actually, so just in case you're wondering, this is how weird I am. I created a spreadsheet, and I'm working on making this pretty so that human beings can read it, not just spreadsheet people. But there is an exact and specific order to which I build things out. So as I'm showing you in the video, the next step is to create our avatar, and then we get into the audience transformation, then we get into the customer journey. And once we build these three critical pieces, then we can build everything else. So again, you might be thinking, but Jeff, I just want to grow my business. I just want to increase revenue. Yes. And I'm not kidding. Somebody once said to me, Jeff, stop thinking I need something to do. Just tell me what to do. Well, if you just want to be busy, keep being busy, that's okay. But if you're tired of being busy and not seeing results, I promise you need to slow down first. So we are going to create these three things with these three team members. And yes, I will do exact videos for each of you on each of these things. So, and this is where we've slowed down so that we can go faster later. Now, full disclosure, I have a little bit of an inner conflict. In my world, audience transformation and customer journey go back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to start with the customer journey architect and then do the audience transformation. Play with it. I promise you'll understand, but you'll get clear. So the goal is we've never met someone to they're a raving fan. That's a big leap. We're not going to close that gap overnight. We might be able to close it a little and say, well, we don't know you, but here's something. What I find is most people make that first step too big. So we're going to use the customer journey. Thank you, Ryan Dice. We're going to use the customer journey and our in-house Carrie Collins to create that. So okay, I'm going to copy and paste. Writer audience from. So this is to raving fan. This is the big picture map, and then we'll get down to the street level detail next. Okay. Now, for the record, a lot of people think this is all one and done, but I promise you it's a cycle. So I always start with my objectives, strategy, tactics, and then I go and refine my avatar. And then I get into the customer journey map, and then I get into the audience transformation map. This is important regardless of which stage of the customer journey. Now, one thing I want to point out, most people, a customer journey map is a one-way step-by-step, and nobody thinks about what happens after the person spends money with us. Our goal is to build long-term authentic relationships so they keep coming back. And the side effect of that is we get more referrals, etc. So we're looking to build audiences, communities. The key to all of this is authentic relationships. So once we know roughly who our audience is, once we have our one-time customer journey map, this is where I think most people don't ever get to because it's onerous. You know, oh, 8 steps in a customer journey. Who's got time for that? Well, the good news is you do. More specifically, Carrie Collins does, who is our AI model to do that. Now, the problem is you might have a big step from step 1 to step 2. What we do with the audience transformation map, this is based on the brilliance of Phil Wacknell, is instead of one big step from step 1 to 2, we create in our world actually 14 steps. And again, I'm not telling you to build 14, I'm telling you I build 14. So you will see me doing this. Now, once I've got the draft plan, so Andrew is going to give me a draft plan, and step 1 is going to be go to this, step 2 is this. But the reality is once I have that plan, I can start implementing, and if I'm not getting the results I wanted, I come back to Andrew and say, Andrew, I implemented the plan. Here's what I did. Here's the result I got. Help. And by the way, the very last model you will meet is a quality control model that tests everything we do to make sure that we have coherence from top to bottom, from vision to execution. So step 3 in our process, and I always have these 3 steps first, and then whatever else Andrew decides, think of this as laser targeting so that we tune in on the right person. Now, I'm not here to teach you about customer journey or avatar. That's another conversation coming soon. But for now, you need to trust me that it's important. Now, for the record, if you're getting results and you don't believe it's important, you're welcome to skip ahead. I will never be offended. I'm not here to say you must follow my system. A lot of gurus will say, oh, my way or the highway. I am not a guru, I'm a guide. I'm here to say this is what I'm doing. And if you want to join me, join the party. Let's have some fun. If you don't like what I'm doing, that's okay. You can sit there with your popcorn and hope I fall off the edge of the cliff. It's up to you. I'm here to say I don't care about whether you care about what I do or not. What I care about is if you do take action, you see me doing it first. I'm testing the footholds, making sure they're safe. So if you want to follow along, this is how I'm going to build a business. A bare minimum goal for me is that this little business should generate 100,000 a year in revenue, and basically it allows me to continue to create. That is the bare minimum viable product. It's either this or Jeff goes and gets a job. I don't work well with others. I am unemployable because I have opinions and thoughts. And I always ask, why did we do that? And by the way, you want to watch my head explode, just tell me that, well, that's the way we've always done it around here. I have no self-control. I will explode, not in a mean way. It's just literally my brain can't process that we accept stupidity because that's the way we've done it. So if that offends you, I'm sorry, move along. If it doesn't offend you, let's keep going. So here, we need to guide our audience from where they currently are to where we want them to be. And we will use Ava Adams, our specialist, create the detailed steps to move from one stage in our. And by the way, if you're struggling in business, it's probably because your audience is confused or your team's confused and they don't know what the next step is. By the way, I might hard code this into Andrew so that you don't have to worry about it. We'll figure it out. In any action plan that we create, please recognize that all other steps must be this. Now, I can't stress enough, these 3 steps must be iterative in execution, in completion. As we refine one, we may wish to go back to the predecessor to further refine, which then means we carry that through the steps in order. Okay. There's a reason for that, but basically the thing about marketing, the thing about a business is you're never done. Now, in honesty, in the real world, we're done when we run out of energy. Here, we're done when we're done. Now, this will create an action plan, and I'll show you how to optimize an action plan in subsequent videos. But I want you to know step 1 is we're going to get Patricia to create the avatar. Step 2, we're going to create the customer journey. Step 3, audience transformation. And then it'll give us a bunch of other steps. So the next thing we do is based on these steps, we're going to take it from this current expert, in this case, Andrew, and we're going to give it to our next expert, which is Patricia. And by the way, this is the magic. You'll never get this with real human beings. We can consistently ensure communication between them so that if Patricia has questions, we just go back and ask Andrew, we answer it, and then we feed it to Patricia. I can accomplish what would normally take 6 months to a year in a day. And here's the thing, my goal is to help you save time so that you grow your business rather than spend your time working in your business, you're working on it. And getting clear on the strategy, this is painful to a lot of people, but if you don't do this, I promise you're going to get hurt later. So this is the equivalent of putting on the safety gear before you engage in a sport. The little time you waste now, or seemingly waste, will save you hours of recovery later if something happens. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video where we finally meet Patricia and we start action. Thank you.